All right, so let's see if this works tonight. I am live right here, right now, for now. I'm in a different location in that I've got this put somewhere else in hopes that, you know why. I'm Aaron. Welcome to the Call to Cinema, and this is Superhero Sunday. Uh, First off, before I do anything else here, I got something really quickly that I need to do. I have to update something, which is actually kind of cool. Hey, Scooter, welcome. All right, and I do apologize, but we got some really cool stuff here. I got some superhero stuff that we're going to look at today. All right, before I start off, for those that don't know, I started my very first, I'm guessing you all know this by now, my very first Patreon exclusive show. And hey there, Christine, welcome, man. And I was super excited to do this with my better half. Hey there, Trini. So shout out to my patrons right now, Action Jackman, Brent, Brian Sauer from Just to This and Pure Cinema Podcast, Dale, Dr. Mark, Mad Scientist, JR, Ryan, and Ryan. We have three Ryans now, joining the Ryan Club. Shadow Price, Lisa Crow, Mary Sullivan, and Drex. So there we go. Which for some reason when I put that in, it kind of changed it to another name. But if you haven't checked it out, we did the Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death, and it was fun and kind of hilarious to do. So check it out. Today we are going to be looking at some of my favorite superhero shows and cartoons and box sets. It's not going to be everything, and it's not going to have every one of my favorite shows. It's not all inclusive, but it's pretty much it's a cross section. It's a bunch. It's a lot. It's differently a few things. I have some sets here and some box sets and some shows. I've ran the gamut from TV to cartoon, mostly steering towards cartoon. Some shows you may say, is that really superhero? If it's got action enough in it, then, and I think it's going to be it's going to be on that superhero spectrum. I'm gonna give it the superhero. Man, I can't get words out tonight. Type of feel to it. If you, by the way, if you are a Patreon subscriber and you have seen the first episode, please let me know. Let me know what you thought of it, because this was our first one and we were super stoked, and we weren't nervous at all. All right, so before I get started into this, I think we should just take a couple seconds to talk about the Disney thing. What is everybody's thoughts? Hey, Cinema Dave, welcome, man. What's everybody's thoughts on the Disney thing? Because right now, the way things are at this time, Disney's animation, you're still good for collecting Disney animation, Pixar animation, Marvel movies, superhero, like Star Wars movies. All that's good for 4K. Fantastic, right? So that sounds pretty good. So if you're collecting Disney 4K, then you're good with that, because they're not going to take that stuff's not going out physical wise. What is going out though looks to be a lot of their other stuff. So if you're thinking, hey, I really like to get some Fox films. I want to get Dick Tracy on 4K, which by the way, Dick Tracy for me is one of my most wanted movies to go on 4K. I remember seeing it in theater. I really liked it, and I'm just going to be honest, I'm very disappointed that Disney is not going to put any of the Fox stuff out in physical. None of the other companies like Touchstone that'll get it, like live action stuff, any of the older stuff will get physical media releases at all, like 4K physical media releases at all. So there's a whole back catalog which should be looked into, but sadly it's not going to be, and that is very disappointing for me. And I'm guessing it's very disappointing for a lot of you right there, right now, especially some of us here that have just, like some people I know. I spoke to a guy last night that just started collecting 4K, and he was upset because he thought his spouse would not be able to get the 4K releases. But luckily, she's still going to get the Disney ones that she's collecting. But unluckily for some of us that want some of the older back total stuff, it's not going to happen, and that's a damn shame. Helen, I can't read your message above. That's your first message. So, No thoughts on that at all? Like we talked about last night, you guys were pretty like talkative. For those that weren't here, well, aside from the first video that I did yesterday, hey there, Joy. I also made a second video, which was a huge announcement for my Patreon channel, where I said that basically it's worldwide Disney news, Scholar. So it's going to be worldwide. Hey there, Richard. And it's an exclusive show to my Patreon channel with my better half. And our first episode came up today. Runs from 40 minutes long, and so actually it's not a 5 or 10 minute video that we did. We did a 40-minute long video, and not only did we talk about Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death, but we actually talked about some other stuff as well, including kind of introducing her to the channel and giving you a little bit of history behind her and collecting and how she found films. And it's really interesting and very different than you would expect. So, you ready to start into the superhero stuff? Because obviously you guys, aside for Cinema Dave, thank you, by the way, Cinema Dave, for answering the Disney question, because people are quiet today. It's a big upgrade for 4K animation. Well, the thing with Trini, though, is like we're still going to get the animation for like Disney. What we're going to lose out on is like Disney bought Fox. Disney's got Touchstone Studios as well. So anything that's live action, so it's not animation is safe for 4K. They're still going to be doing 4K animation, but what they're not going to be doing is 4K live action. So anything that came from the Fox Studios in the past, and I would have to go through, even like James Cameron stuff is iffy. You know, I say like because they're going to say James Cameron's got to do it himself type of thing. But like Aliens, we got Aliens there in 4K, right? But you want to get like a big Aliens like set come out in 4K, it may not happen. It may never happen. I can't believe I lost like 6 viewers in like that length of time. Maybe because I didn't show my superhero stuff quickly enough. Hey there, Leroy. A rumor. I don't see them licensing 4K. That includes everything as far as I know. Christine. But I see them licensing it maybe in Blu-ray and DVD. So there's a lot of people that are hating on Disney right now. And I'm not going to lie, I'm definitely one of them. I can't, there's no, like I'm super cheery and all that type of stuff. These box sets are hitting me. But I can't see a good reason behind that. Hey there, Jerry, welcome, man. All right, let's start. So there's a few big boxes. I want to get one of the big ones out of the way so I can actually sit back a little bit and we can actually do this. So are you ready for the next part to the collection vid? This one is actually kind of cool. Where'd you read the news? Scholar, it's been all over. All you gotta do is Google Disney in 4K and trust me, it's gonna come up all over the place. Unfortunately, it's kind of leaked and there's been too many sources for it to be actually not true at this point, which is a shame. I would love for it to be fake, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like that's the way Disney's going with their stuff. So, and they bought it. There's a ton of studios, that Disney owns. It's under the blanket Disney banner. And anything that's live action and isn't like brand new, it's not coming to 4K. Yeah. So first off, we have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Complete Series collection. This is, of course, the set that's in the Turtles van. Over 3 hours of bonus features. Can you remember 3 hours was like a lot of bonus features? I mean, I was like, oh my God, 3 hours of bonus features. And I gotta say, I do love this set. So that's how it looks on the inside. Because I don't want to take it out. And for those who are, most people know I'm a huge fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or I wouldn't have this box set, obviously. I do have somewhere here too, which I'm going to show you. Hold on. So I got to bring this over for a second because I don't want this getting stuck somewhere. All right. This is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 25th anniversary set with the first 4 films. I think one of them's in one of my... So you open it up, and it looks like this. Pizza. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, the original, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. Which one was it? It is a pretty cool set. It's totally radical. With a bunch of like cards and stuff in here as well though. But I won't go through them all anyway. It's a neat little set and it's kind of cool to have. Very differently done. This set is getting a little moist from being down a bit. So I'm going to move some of my box sets, I think, up off the bottom shelf after I've finished this video. Oh yeah, definitely. Thank you, Alan, by the way. My son, Wes, has a gaming channel called Lock West Monster, and if you haven't checked it out, I do recommend that you do check it out. It'd be nice to see like nice to see like a 4K for the for those ones here. So let's go through some of these first. Now, I didn't bring in all my superhero like TV shows because it just would have been too much. But I did bring in a couple just to give you kind of like a little overview of some of the stuff that I do collect, like my newer stuff, like my Arrow and all that I didn't bring out. But this is the only season of this that actually came out on physical media through retail outlets. The other ones were all put out as made on demands. It came out around the time when Superman, the new Superman Returns movie was coming out, and this is Superboy. Now, if you haven't seen this series, it's understandable. It ran 4 seasons. It was a few years back. It came out before Lois and Clark, and I really like this. So the first season of this is very much like the first season of like the Adventure of Superman, that it like deals in a lot of cases with a lot more grounded villains. Like not everyone, but like a lot more like crooks and kind of like different stuff. Whereas in like seasons 2, 3, and 4, it definitely gets more into the comic book vein. So that's actually kind of cool. So if you've never seen this, the first season stars John Haymes Newton, and seasons 2, 3, and 4 star Gerard Christopher. And it's actually for a kind of a silly reason. Yeah, I think John Haymes Newton he was like asking for a little bit more money, but and I think there was like like he was drinking and driving, and he had like a ticket, so they used that to actually replace him. Gerard Christopher being like seasons 2, 3, and 4. Actually, he's not bad. The one biggest improvement from the first to the second season is they replace the actor that's playing Lex, and in this one, Lex is like kind of he's going to college with Superman with Clark Kent, so he's preppy and he's wearing like the polo shirts and all that type of stuff. But in the new in season 2, he kind of like he's supposed to have died, but what has happened is he's put himself into another body. Hey there, Chris. I knew you were going to like this video. He's now played by Sherman Howard, a much older actor, and Sherman Howard's really good. Like he's can be a kind of a comedic actor, but he's very dark in the way that he plays the roles. He's got a very dark presence to him. So much so that when the new Lex is introduced in the second season of Superboy, what we see is that because in the first season he's this preppy guy and he's got this like kind of sidekick that's around with him all the time. You know, kind of like Ned Beatty type of character, but like a college student one. But when he's gotten to the new body, the first thing we find out is that he's murdered his sidekick. And we know that this Lex is playing on a whole different level. This does have a couple featurettes on here, commentaries on 2 episodes with actor James Hames Newton and executive producer Ilya Salkin, because it's the Salkins who made the Superman films that did this. There is Getting Off the Grins featurette on here, is Screen Test, Look Up in the Sky, The Amazing Story of Superman, excerpts from the new documentary that was put out around that time. And there you go. The next one, and I couldn't bring it one without bringing all of them with this set, because for me, this is one of my favorite superhero shows of all time, and it is The Adventures of Superman. So this has, of course, George Reeves on here. George Reeves, what's this, Reeves? The first 26 episodes, well, for the first season, is, of course, in black and white, plus the feature-length movie, Superman and the Mole Men. We get the second season, which also was in black and white. I think I had like 26, 27 episodes in this one as well, like 26 episodes. And then we get season 3 and 4 when it went to full color. It gets a little bit more cheesier here, but still really cool. And of course, seasons 5 and 6. And unfortunately, the show didn't end because the series got bad or anything like that. The show ended for one sad reason. George Reeves died, and it was under mysterious circumstances. Followed it up with the first season of Wonder Woman. I do need to get this in Blu-ray because there's 3 seasons of this, and I only have the first one. The difference between the first season and the other 2 seasons is 1, it was done on a different network, and 2, this here is done, Wonder Woman is done as a period show, where she fights like Nazis and all that type of stuff. And then in seasons 2 and 3, she goes to like, pretty much, it's inexplicably, it's really not explained, but it is set in the 70s. You know, in other words, modern day times at the time. Which kind of sad because there's a really cool episode at the end of the season. So let's see if it mentions it here. Where's it at? Called Wonder Woman. Is it Judgment? It's not Judgment from Outer Space. I know it's not it. But is it Feminine Mystique? Yes, we're basically the Feminine Mystique, and it's a 2-part episode. And in it, we get to meet Wonder Woman's like younger sister, Wonder Girl, who was in the series. And I think she's played by, is it like Barbara Hershey or something like that? Someone like famous like that, someone like a Barbara Hershey type. It might be Barbara Hershey, I can't remember. But I know it's like it's a famous actress that plays Wonder Girl. And she was really good in the role. So I was really hoping to see more of her. And then I, you know, because I watched this back when it came on. And then all of a sudden they upped it to like 70s. And I really didn't like when they did that. But I kept watching anyway. Of course, the Flash series is out now, it's still ongoing, but this was the Flash that I watched when I was a teen. Actually, when I was in college, actually. This is the original Flash, John Wesley Shipp, playing Barry Allen. You can see, if you watch this Flash show that's on right now, then you recognize him, and you can see he is much, much, much younger. There is the Trickster right there, played by Mark Hamill, and that is Amanda Pays, and she also plays a character. The Fantastic Four, unfortunately, is not on DVD. It was never really made to be put out on there, but I hope someday it gets one. Danger, Diabolique, and Modesty Blaze, I would definitely count those as superhero films. So, yep, in my opinion, yes, they are. Flash, way underrated. Super good show. This is another one of those that I bought at HMV on the last day that they closed up. I'm not quite sure how many seasons this show lasted. I used to read the comic, but I'll be honest, I've never watched the TV show. But it was $1, and that is Powers, Season 1. It's Brian Michael Bendis one, and I'm not quite sure. Is this done? Has anybody seen this? Let's watch the red comic. Is this as good as the? I can't imagine it being as good as the comic, but it has some interesting, like actors in here. So I definitely want to give it a chance. Now, I know this got canceled. Not quite sure how many seasons it lasted. Maybe it only lasted one. Oh yeah, not only was it influenced by Batman, it used the same soundtrack as Batman. So if you're listening to the first episode of The Flash, so like the pilot one with Michael Nuri as the bad guy, then you're going to hear the Tim Burton Batman soundtrack because that's what they use. All right. What seasons do I have? Okay, the first season, and I love this, the way this is done. Of The Incredible Hulk, which was an amazing show. I love lenticular covers. What can I say? I'm a sucker for them. And Mr. McGee, right on. And of course there is season 3. Hey there, Dave. Welcome, man. I think season 3 is a longer season. We got more. Like, yeah, this one has 5 discs. This one has 4. So this one has a behind-the-scenes look with the Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton. So that's kind of cool to see, like a kind of time capsule. Deborah Winger, thank you, Vince. I was wondering who that was. It was killing my... And sadly, this is the only set of this one I got. Shout Factory put this out. I think this is out of print right now, which is probably the only reason that I don't have the rest of this. And this was the original Swamp Thing series that came out. Really good. Very dark series. Now, I'm missing a lot. Yes, I do have the TV movies, actually, the reunion movies. Shout Factory put them out. Well, I got 2 of them. There's a third one called Death of Incredible Hulk. I don't think I got that one. I'd have to check. But I love this series. What I really love about the series is it gets super dark. And when I say that, I'm not like even joking about super dark. You know how dark this series gets? So at the beginning of the show here, Swamp Thing, one of the lead actors is this young boy. And, you know, he becomes Swamp Thing's friend. And he's like, his mom is like, what year is this Swamp Thing? It's in the 90s, I'm pretty sure. Fortunately, it does not say, but it's definitely a 90s show. So he, becomes friends with this young boy, and this young boy is like, his mom is like is on her own. She's like, there's no dad, type of thing. So Swamp Thing is kind of he helps him out a lot. So randomly, Arcane, who's the villain in this, as well as he was in the TV show, shows up, kidnaps the boy, fakes his death, sells him to white slave traders. Oh, you're expecting a happy ending? Like, you expect me to say Swamp Thing saves him? Or the mom, like, finds out, or she goes off to save her son? Nope. He goes to white slave traders. That's it. That's how this character ends. And then they bring in new characters. They bring in Abigail Arcane. I think it might be Carrie Wurr that plays her, actually. But I'd have to check. But yeah, so there you go. Didn't think TV shows were dark back then? Oh yeah, they got pretty dark. Now the rest of the stuff there, you're going to see a lot of animation stuff. And let me put this over here. But let's get this one out of the way because you can see it in the background, so no big surprise there. This is the Scooby-Doo Where Are You series in the Mystery Machine. When I get asked like one of my favorite box sets that I own, this is definitely one of them. This was re-released in a cardboard-like case, but I had to have this. Like, how much did I have to have this? So much so that that basically I picked this up, and I had a chance to get a second one, and hold on a second, I'll be right back. So, I'll be right back. That was unusual. So, could you hear that? Apparently, some kid in some kind of four-wheeler or something like that drove through our yard and just like zoomed on through. Eventually, I'm going to have to check to see if any damage was done to the yard, like any type of like going through the grass or anything like that. There, see guys, you never know what's going to happen when you're watching live. So, always a plus. Is the Mystery Machine the best way to pack, not scratch it? Well, the best way to pack, not scratch it, is probably like to get that Blu-ray set that came out a while back. But it's really neat, and it's a kind of curio. And I have like two of them, like so I got a backup for my Mystery Machine. But it's something that I definitely wanted like in my collection. And when I came upon like getting a second one for like a really cheap price, I grabbed it because I knew that was one, it was a limited edition, I was going to sell out, and two, the packaging was in like kind of cardboard packaging. So if there was issues with one, I could have another one that I could put away in like in kind of sleeves or cases that I can actually make sure that it stays in good condition. But I could not miss out on getting the Mystery Machine. It was just too sexy looking, man. All right. Everybody may not consider this superhero, but I do. And it's fun, and I wanted to put it in this video because I don't get to put it in a lot of videos. But this is Rocket Robin Hood, the 4-disc set. This is Volume 2. I love this show, and it is so colorful. So I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna show you. See if it's the same. So it's the same on every one. So, but you can see some of the. Now, Rocket Robin Hood episodes, I think didn't run any more than 8 or 10 minutes long, actually. So, yeah, this can't be a long set. Like episodes like Dr. Mortullo, The Space Wolf, Dr. Magnet, a lot of doctors here, The Manta Menace, Young Mr. Ulysses, The Incredible Gem of Cosmo Khan, and Who'll Kill Rocket Robin Hood. If you watched this show when you were a kid, then you're probably cursing me right now because you probably remember the theme song. And it's one of those earworms that gets stuck in your head and it stays there for days. If not, check it out afterwards. See, here in Canada, Scalder, this was a huge show. It came on, it was like, there was like a block, right? We'd have Rocket Robin Hood, Wizard of Oz, Spider-Man, and The Hilarious House of Frightenstein. That would be the morning block, which is actually pretty cool. And the same people that did Rocket Robin Hood did Hilarious House of Frightenstein. Did Spider-Man, the 1967 series. That's why if you go back and you see episodes of Rocket Robin Hood, then you're going to notice that some of the background scenes and some of the characters remember when Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man series, he's fighting Rhino and stuff, and then all of a sudden you see an episode where he's like underground, or he's in this like parallel dimension, or like for some reason he's onto some kind of space type weird creatures that didn't look like they belonged in the Spider-Man universe. Well, that's because those sequences were taken from Rocket Robin Hood. All right, and this is one of the ink and paint ones that was done put by I think it was BCI, and this is the Super Sentinels and the Freedom Force complete series, which is really cool. I love the way these are done. See if this one has it. This one didn't have the art cards like some of them do, but there's like a ton of features on here too. Like there's interviews with creators of Space Sentinels and Freedom Force, the Magic Formation documentary, model sheets, Young Sentinels presentation, Space Sentinels talent test, Young Sentinels gallery, Spanish language tracks for all 13 episodes of Space Sentinels. They even have like scripts for 13 episodes of Space Sentinels and all 5 episodes of the Freedom Force as well. So it's a really cool and well done set. Was it Canadian? It was big here in Canada, and I'm willing to bet that Rock Robin probably was Canadian production, because I know that a lot of that at least all the voice work from the Spider-Man series was Canadian as well, JR. Because Paul Soles was the voice of, like, of course, Spider-Man. He was a famous Canadian actor, so probably was Canadian. Why that's probably why I got pushed over here on especially on NTV, which here in Newfoundland was Newfoundland television, of course. So another cool show, and I don't know if this was in print now either. You guys can let me know, because I never know if anything's in print or not. Captain N, the Game Master, the complete series. So if you're a Nintendo fan, then you probably already have this in your collection. If you're a cartoon fan, you probably got this in your collection as well. Very cool one. Captain M is a series basically where they fight off usually against like people like Mother Brains. I think Mother Brains in most episodes. But the characters used were for different like Nintendo franchises. So you got like King Hippo from Punch Out, Eggplant Wizard from Kid Icarus, like Link, Princess Zelda shows up, Donkey Kong shows up in an episode as well. But you'd see like a lot of people here. Like you got basically the end team is like Princess Lana and Simon Belmont, Kid Icarus, and Mega Man, and the main character was Kevin Keane. So there's a very unique looking Mega Man there, by the way, guys. You guys are super quiet tonight. I'm not sure if you guys are just like tired from a long weekend, or the most talkative members that have not just shown up yet. But another ink and paint set, and one that I definitely take as a superhero, like because back in that time, is Prince Valiant. Am I a fan of the 2003 Daredevil film? I very much so am. I do. Well, yeah, I did read your message, Alan. I said I do have the movies. Oh, it's over there somewhere, actually. Did you go away for a second and not hear me? Prince Valiant, of course. I used to read the comic strips of this. I know, of course, it was like the. And again, it's a big set. Most of these are like double discs, are like kind of, what do you call them? Flipper discs, unfortunately. But there's always like one that's not a flipper disc. To read even right on there, right? Like a lot of discs for this one. And again, like a ton of features on here as well. Like they're like pilot episodes of the series. There's a bonus episode from Defenders of the Earth, which was a really good show. If you've never seen Defenders of the Earth, it had a lot of like characters on there. Everything from everybody like the Phantom's on there, and like Mandrake the Magician, and of course Prince Valiant. So they took all the King features, like cartoon strip characters, and put them onto a show called Defenders of the Earth, and it was actually pretty damn cool. Okay, that's okay. I have it though. Somewhere over here, but I can't quite see it right now. But it came in kind of a plastic type case. I'll see if I can find it afterwards for Alan to show you. So next up is another Shout Factory release. Oh no, they're two very different people actually. And that is Batfink. Which again was another fun series if you've never checked it out. Early animation stuff. This is going to be a very quick video. You know that, right, guys? Because you're so quiet. It's unnerving me a bit. Not going to lie to you. Okay. So this is the Teenage Ninja Turtles, the beginning, the complete first season. This is really good. I was super surprised. I kind of did not pick this up for the longest time. And I wasn't going to get it, because I wasn't, I was iffy on the animation because it had, computer generated animation, and the turtles, as you can see right there, look different from the hand-drawn animated turtles that I'm used to seeing. But do you know what was really super cool about this? It was awesome. Like, the storylines in this are really, really good, and it's extremely well done. I love the booklet that was here with the pencil drawings. It showed the early Turtles artwork, showed some of the different things on here as well. But definitely, Rise of the Turtles, a very, very good episode. Super shocked at how good it was, actually. All right, let's do some randoms here. So, I got to pick up more of these. This ran for 4 seasons, but unfortunately, the way it was done was put in I hate these type sets. But anyway, so this is X-Men Evolution Explosive Days, and that is season 1 of volume 2. I really love this cartoon, by the way, though. X-Men Evolutions, and this is, what's this one called? X Marks the Spot, and this is season 1, volume 3. And literally, there's this has episodes 4 to 6. This has episodes 7 to 9. You have to buy 4 different. You have to buy 4 different sets to get the full 1 season. And I recently saw some of these. I grabbed these at when they had them for $1 at my local record store. But I saw some more sets there, but now they're up to $15, and I got to wait till they go down in price again. I love the way that they're done, and a lot of people don't like the flipper cases, but in this case, I find the flipper case actually works well for the set. I hate when they break things into season parts, you know? They did it with Perry Mason, they did it with a lot of the Western shows. Next up is Batman Brave and the Bold, season 1, part 1. I really, really like Batman Brave and the Bold. Diedrich Bowder, of course, from Whose Line's That Anyway? And the Drew Carey Show. Was he on Whose Line's That Anyway? I thought he was. Does the voice of Batman. I'm a fan of Justice League. I'm a very big fan of it, actually. Did I bring it over here? I may have it here. But the really neat thing about the show, if you've never seen it, is that Batman Brave and the Bold was a comic book. It's a team-up comic that was done back in the day when I was a kid. Is that they'll have the person that he teams up with, but at the beginning they'll have kind of a stinger where he's teamed up with somebody else to fight a different villain. Kind of just to get you see the action at the end of an adventure before the actual real adventure starts, and it's pretty cool. They even did a really good crossover with Scooby-Doo and made a film out of it, Batman from the Brave and the Bold, going with teaming up with Scooby-Doo and the gang. And in that one too, they had a few different people. There was the Question and a lot of heroes and villains. This is a Tweeting Sylvester Mysteries. I don't know when I'm going to get to show this one again, so I'm counting it as kind of a superhero type show. And it is what you think it is. Pretty much Tweety and Sylvester and Granny solving mysteries as they go around the world. So everywhere from Australia to Denmark to England, they go everywhere and they solve mysteries. And that is the complete first season. I'm not sure how many seasons that one lasted, though. Again, another one where I need to get multiple sets just to get it. Is YouTube Does anybody find the YouTube chat to be glitching right now? Because I'll be honest, it's coming here pretty fast. And this, of course, is Young Justice. And Young Justice, by the way, if you like superhero shows, you like Teen Titans, you like Justice League, definitely check out Young Justice. It's an amazing show. It is so, so good. But unfortunately, these sets here Season 1, Volume 1 literally only has like 4 episodes so far. Thank you, Chris. Because honestly, things were so quiet, I wasn't sure. And I kind of thought, it's really quiet. Maybe people are kind of meh today. Maybe I should just like cancel the video. And I was going to do that actually. Hey, Bernard, welcome. Won't allow notifications. I think one of the reasons for that, Bernard, unfortunately, is like try to hit like the all notifications thing, but still because I talk about like horror and all that on my channel, what happens sometimes is you'll get this a lot of notifications don't come through to people. By the way, cult members, what do we do right now when somebody new comes into the into the chat stream for the first time? Welcome, Bernard, to the cult. Everything grinds to a halt until you do. Thank you, Chris. Welcome. Hopefully this won't be your first or last time here. We're doing some superhero stuff right now, but we do a little bit of everything. And I have some big unboxings coming up for the next few weeks, so keep an eye out for those. All right, let's do a cool one. Let's do one that I think may wake all you guys up. They're unusually quiet here today. And this is the tin edition of the HBO series Spawn. This is a cartoon Spawn. Of course, there was a movie Spawn. It was a live action thing. It wasn't very good, but it was out there. But this is the actual cartoon series. This is a complete series. I love this this tin case. So there's like bonus featurettes on here, character profiles, audio commentaries. And it opens up like this. There's artwork in the background, but not going to take everything out. You are, Alan. I've got to give you credit, man. From the UK? I love the UK. You get cool points just for being from the UK. I traveled to London, and I want to go back there again because I love it there. I was staying at a place just off Baker Street. Cops, the animated series. No, this is not the Cops. Like, this is not the Bad Boys one. This is actually a cool show. And Central Organization of Police Specialists, Cops. You can see the animation there on the back. Bunch of featurettes. Again, this is another Shout Factory release. I think this has been like re-released from another company as well. But here are the main characters. And there's like concept art on here, paintings, original PSAs that they did at the time. And I just love the way this set is done out. It's so colorful. And this is a complete series for Cops, so that's kind of cool. And the good Cops, not the ones going to make you feel embarrassed. Okay, so underrated show that I didn't like when I first saw it because I didn't like some of the character designs, especially the design of the Joker. That was really bad. But the series itself got really, really good really fast, and there had like a story arc that really surprised me. So I'm sure I heard this one, Scudder. And this is the Batman. And it's like Batman when he's like, kind of like with the Robert Pattinson one. It's going to be Batman when he's younger. And a lot of the characters, haven't been introduced yet. You get very different redesigns for the Riddler, for Two-Face, for the Joker especially. He's got Joker's kind of like got this dreadlocks type character. He's always in bare feet. It's a very, very different design for the Joker, by the way. And this is the 4th season of the show. Obviously, I'm missing a couple. But really good. And Hey, Daniel, welcome, man. Did you get my message, by the way? I sent you off a message. The story arc for Clayface is incredible. If you haven't seen it, if you have seen it, don't give it away. Because Clayface, Clayface is pretty awesome. And he kind of comes out of nowhere. You can kind of see it coming, but not in who it is. See, I got to, like, me and my better half, Jared, we both collect cartoons. Um, so maybe we'll do a cartoon one too. Yeah, we could do that. We're thinking of maybe doing some of the Labs and stuff, by the way. Clayface Real took kind of, yeah, he did kind of have the Two-Faced style roll to it. And it was kind of cool the way that they did it. And this is one. Chris, you're going to like this. So this is season 1 and season 2 of the Justice League on Blu-ray. When they finally came out on Blu-ray, picked them up. We used to have the tin, the Justice League tin, with the Justice League Unlimited. But when we moved here to Nova Scotia, we lost a whole box of stuff. And what I think happened is, like, when everything was being put in, there may have been a box that never got put onto the truck, and after that, it may got tossed. But it's a shame because it was like the tin box one. Except it's an animated one, and that is Justice League War. Just Batman the Animated Series. It really is, yeah, pretty much based on the Tim Burton one. It's definitely inspired by the Tim Burton one. For people that like rag on the Tim Burton like Batman films, there would be no Batman the Animated Series, which a lot of people think is the definitive Batman, by the way, and the definitive Joker, if Tim Burton had come along and done his. So, got to give him cred. That's a great price. No, but we are getting to the one with the Wonder Twins. Don't worry, I have that here as well. So now you're going to see some different stuff. This is a Ruby Spears Superman. And this is the 80s Superman. This was when the first time you really got to see Lex Luthor in cartoons. Instead of being a mad scientist, he was a businessman. This is when you get to see Lex as more the businessman character. And this is pre, the Tim Daly Superman. What was really neat about this, and what was really cool, is they had this kind of little short, 2 to 3 minute thing at the end of every episode called the Superman Family Album. And it kind of follows Superman as Super Baby and a Super Boy and stuff like that throughout the years. And it's really cool. It's worth watching it for that alone. But Ruby Spears did an amazing job with their Superman series. Unfortunately, it didn't last long. It only lasted for 13 episodes. Next up is the New Adventures of Batman. And I think this is the Adam West one. Yeah, Adam West and Burt Ward did the voice for this series, and not bad. Well, I'll be picking up Superman's animated series on Blue. I definitely will be down the road, that's for sure. I'm not sure if right away, but I definitely want to. And of course, there's the other one without Adam West. I think, who did the voice on this one? No, Casey Kasem is like Robin. Olan Soul. So this is The Adventures of Batman. This is actually really good. It's actually pretty. This is probably better than this, in my opinion. Just my opinion, though. And there's, against another 2 to 7. I really like this Batman series. And it's nice when you get a complete one. So here is the complete Plastic Man cartoon. I love this. Not only does it have the complete series of Plastic Man, it doesn't have the Plastic Baby episodes, the Plastic Man one, which came later. But this is the original Plastic Man series. And it does include a pilot episode for Plastic Man for a new series that was going to be done by the guy that did Ren and Stimpy. It's actually really cool, and it's a very nice looking set. Very fun. So a couple of these. Next up is Thunder the Barbarian, which is one of my better half's favorite cartoons of all time. When she used to go to Disney World, she would get up early in the morning to watch the Cartoon Network, and she'd watch Thunder the Barbarian, which came in early in the morning, along with Galtar and the Golden Lance, which we don't have yet. Also, we have here SWAT Cats, the Radical Squadron. which actually was a hard find. I think this one eventually became one of those MOD things, made on demands. Yeah, I think it is actually. Well, see, look at the color of the. You can tell like made on demand stuff, but you can see like this purple coloring. That's when you know you got one of the made on demand editions. Do you have Batfink? Actually, I just showed Batfink a while back. So yeah, I have the complete Batfink as well. Space Ghost and Dino Boy, which of course amazing like character work by what's his name, Alex Roth. I'm pretty sure that's his name. I probably got it wrong. Alex Toth, got there. Of course, there's Dino Boy in the back. So Alex Toth did a lot of these here. Next up is Hong Kong Fue, which is a really cool show, and if you've never checked it out, I really enjoyed it anyway. I thought it was really fun. And a very much action-oriented one in Johnny Quest. This really does hold up. I watched this recently on Boomerang, and I was surprised at how well this series held up. Next up is the Complete Adventures of Aquaman, the original Aquaman. This is what Aquaman looked like before he became Jason Momoa, guys. They've tried so many times to like revamp Aquaman and make him cool. I always thought Aquaman was cool, and he was one of the darker characters, like to the point where like Black Manta kills his infant son. But people are always like, "Oh, Aquaman, he's in the water." Yeah. This is Iron Man, which is again is a '90s series. They're 1994, the complete 1994 series. Now, the truth of the matter is, yeah, that was the original Johnny Quest, not the '80s one. I do have to upgrade to the Blu-ray for that one, Vince. Now, this is not actually just an Iron Man series. There's a ton of superheroes in this one as well. You got War Machine, Nick Fury, Scarlet Witch, Spider-Woman, and Hawkeye. Because although this is called Iron Man, because Iron Man was the most popular character and the most well-known, Avengers had kind of a spin-off book. This was in the 90s when things were getting like super edgy, right? Mid-90s, called Forceworks. And if you collect comics, Chris, and I know you do, Forceworks, this really is pretty much Forceworks, the cartoon series. But Iron Man was the most popular, so they called it Iron Man. But it is Forceworks. And Chris, if you don't have Forceworks, you might want to check that out. Next up is Fantastic Four, the series, and this is actually a pretty cool one. Introduction, of course, by Stan Lee. And I did like this one. This is the 1990s Fantastic Four series. There was an earlier one done in the 80s, but so they thought that the Human Torch was going to be like kids might catch himself on fire if they saw the Human Torch. I'm not joking. That was the thing they thought. So they took the Human Torch out of it and they put in a robot instead called Herbie, Herbie, with dots in between. I don't know what Herbie stands for, but it stands for me being really bored with the show. Spectacular Spider-Man, really, really good Spider-Man series. I got this for super cheap at Giant Tiger, and this is a complete series. Also includes the Spectacular Spider-Man music video as well. First time I saw this, I wasn't quite sure because I thought the animation was different, but every episode is here, and if you have not checked out the Spectacular Spider-Man series of Spider-Man, definitely worth checking out. So since we're talking Spider-Man, we might as well mention the original Spider-Man 1967 collection. This was put out by Disney, and Sony didn't like that, so they canceled it. But have not a UK release so far. But you're lucky, Bernard, in the fact that you've got some Spider-Man shows over there that never got released over here in North America as well. Like there was a Spider-Man series like the 90s series, which has been released in the UK, which we don't have over here. And after that, was it Spider-Man, whatever it was called, where he goes into the place where like the good guys are bad guys and bad guys are good guys type of thing. There's like a good like a Green Goblin in it, and there's like a bunch of like characters. I think it's called Spider-Man 2000 or something like that over there. That was released over there, and that hasn't got a physical release here. So it's kind of like trade-offs really. But this one was like only released for a short period of time, and it got taken off the market, which was a damn shame because it was so good. And they tried to like put it in under the radar too. So like they didn't put many special features on it. They kind of put it out, hoped that like nobody would find out. I think they hoped Sony wouldn't get on their case, but they did, and it got taken off. So this is before you ask, this is the original Thundercats. I love the lenticular cover with the lightning. Japanese Spider-Man is crazy, but it's fun, man. I love that Japanese Spider-Man series. You know I like Takatsu, and Japanese Spider-Man is totally Takatsu. We have Season 1, Volume 2. The original Thundercats. We're missing one of these. We also have Season 2, Volume 2. But we're missing Season 2, Volume 1. All right, let's get these done, and then we'll go to the other ones. Then I'll leave it open a bit, or maybe it'll be just a short video today. Thundercats sets are awesome. I love the lenticular covers, and see, we could have gotten the Thundercats seasons all together, like as a set, but we're really trying to get all the Warner Brothers sets, which may be more expensive in the long run, but you know, worth it. So. Talked about Disney at the beginning of the show. There's some Disney superhero shows right here. Darkwing Duck, Let's Get Dangerous. Darkwing Duck Volume 2. I love anime. I just don't, it's just like the cost and getting it. My better half is an anime fanatic. That's what she grew up with. So where I was watching like regular cartoons and you're watching regular cartoons, my better half was growing up watching anime. That was her thing. When you actually own. Christine, I'm glad you're still here. You're so quiet. And that's not normal for you. Gargoyles complete first season. I love Gargoyles, and this is Gargoyles Season 2, Volume 1. I need Season 2, Volume 2, and I need Season 3 as well. Season 3 was really good. Actually, all seasons of Gargoyles was really good. You know, nothing but superheroes. Thank you for coming in then. Then I super extra appreciate that, by the way. So next up is Reboot, which was another Canadian one. This was kind of the first, what do you call it? The first like CGI, like cartoon show. Do you have any interest in live action? Oh yeah, I've seen them all. I have a lot of them on 4K. So it started like this with these characters, and this was, keep an eye on this character right here. See that? That's Enzo. So how does this character turn out later on in the show? Yeah. Also his character. Because he pretty much Sourased him, like soap opera rapid aging syndrome, and made him into like pretty much Cable-like character. And if you don't know what Cable is, well, it's an X-Men character. All right, now we're getting into the one that gets complicated. But let's do these first, so that we don't. Then we'll leave those for last. So this is one of the original superheroes, Tarzan, Lord of the Jungle. This is actually a really cool cartoon. This is the complete first season. I want Season 2. I think there was a Season 2, right? And this is the first season of Conan the Adventurer. I know there was 2 seasons of this one. I only have the first one, but I got to get the second one from Shout Factory. Do I have the Super Mario Super Show complete series? I think I do actually. I know my kids do. And this is X-Men. I'm guessing you guys grew up with this show. Da 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 da. You know, really, really good adaptation of X-Men, of the Chris Claremont, Jim Lee era of X-Men. Really, really good. If you have not seen any, if there's one superhero show and you want to see it, X-Men's got to be it. All right, Super Friends. Collecting Super Friends was difficult because there was so much and it had so many different names and formats. So, I think these are the originals, right? Let's just see how to do this. That's season 4. So we'll put that right here. Okay. You guys are Super Friends, right? So right here is Super Friends, the first season. Seems pretty simple there, right? Super Friends, the first season. And then, of course, you get Super Friends, Volume 2. So far, pretty simple. And also you have Super Friends, and this is Season 1, Volume 1. You might be thinking right now, hey, is this reprinting or a redo of what I just saw? No, it's not. These are completely different episodes. And then you get Super Friends, Season 1, Volume 2, which is a different series than Super Friends Season 1 that you see right here. And then you get the Wonder Twins ones, which was the Super Friends Hour, Volumes 1 and Volume 2. I wasn't a big fan of Elektra, actually. I wish I could say I liked the film, but I didn't. Then there was the Lost episodes, Super Friends, which were the episodes that were played. They did some new episodes at the time that they were doing some rerun episodes. And so they were put together with the rerun episodes to give new content. And this was put out as the Lost episodes. Also, there is World's Greatest Super Friends, which is Season 4. Actually, I don't have Super Ted. I should have it, though. And then there is Super Friends, Legacy of Superpowers. And there was also Super Friends, the legendary Superpowers show. And it finished it off with Superpowers Team Galactic Guardian, which is the last season of Super Friends. So in order to get every episode of Super Friends that came out, you have to get every one of these sets right here. There's no crossover, there's no duplication. Every one of these here is Super Friends. Every single one of them. Oh wait, there's one more, I forgot. Super Friends, A Dangerous Fate, which is another different season of Super Friends. Welcome back, Dave. Did you really watch that? They had some of my early ones. I was so upset. Do you know I own it? You know, after all the ranting that I did about the Nightbreed one, not only do I own it, but I also got like a copy for my oldest for her birthday one year. But I was so, like, it was real. It was you can tell. That was a pretty raw, like, rant. I was pretty upset at the time. This here is the complete Super Friends series right in my hand right now. This is all you got to own. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 box sets in order to get the complete series. Though before that, there were some Filmation shows that came out. So there was Filmation DC Superheroes Volume 1, DC Superheroes Volume 2, and last but not least is The New Adventures of Superman Volumes 2 and 3. And thank God I didn't take all my superhero stuff, because it was insane. There's a good video on Retro Blasting actually I think did it on, and I had to go to their channel and like take notes. Hey, there's some to collect all the Super Friends stuff. I had to take so that I wouldn't miss any of them. Me and my better half grew up. We both grew up watching Super Friends. Oh, and Alan asked earlier about this, so here is the kind of the reunion films, Incredible Hulk reunion movies that were done by came out by Shout Factory, and it has Thor and Daredevil. So you're ready to see Thor and Daredevil from the TV. So there's Thor. I don't know what you're thinking. It's just like Chris Hemsworth Thor, right? And here's Daredevil. Not even joking. That's what they went for. And in case you're wondering, yes, don't worry. That Thor drinks a ton of beer. Hey there, Scudder. But yeah, so wow, that's a lot of stuff for me to put back for. Sort of, yeah. I mean, it's done kind of different. Did you miss the Marvel films? I didn't do the films. Not doing the films this time around. This was just basically like the animation, some of the early TV shows that I did. I'll be doing like the superhero movies on another video, though not too soon, because I'll be honest with you, you guys were quiet, so it's going to be a while before the superhero Marvel movies ones gets done. It's going to be a little bit. Stefano DiMera is actually in Trial of the Incredible Hulk. He was actually, see, after Trial of the Incredible Hulk, Alan, they actually filmed a TV pilot for Daredevil, the TV series. And he was in that too as well, because he's a friendly guy in that. He's a police officer. He gets to not use his accent that he had to use on Days of Our Lives, because he had to use a fake accent in Days of Our Lives that he used so often that people just got used to him using it. Hey Keith, welcome, man. Jared, by the way, I have to ask you, did you watch the video yet on the Patreon channel? Because you're a Patreon. That me and my better half did. If you didn't, definitely check it out. We have an exclusive video up there. We did a review. And it was fun. It's probably the most fun video I made in a while. Did you like it? Thank you. My better half be glad to know that, because this was her first one that she's done, and she wasn't nervous or anything like that. But it was it was the start of a series, and we just want to make sure people are kind of enjoying them. What we're going to do is we're going to have eventually we're going to like kind of put the decision in your hands, and basically have a poll up, and we'll pick like 3 or 4 movies. You actually saw that film? Here's the Cinematech, and then like let our Patreon subscribers just choose which film we watch, and then we'll do one like review like that as well. But Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death was our first, and it was a good start. I think we enjoyed it. As you see, we didn't agree on everything, which always helps out. So thank you for watching it, by the way. My better half will be super pleased to know. If you've not yet hit the like button, there's a few of you guys in here, please hit the like button. It helps out my channel a lot. And if you do want to get notifications here in the future, this is the way to do it. Is if you put enough likes in there, it helps out a lot. Oh no, just we're just getting some new batteries for that one there. Don't worry, it's upstairs. Just had to change the batteries on it. Thanks though, I appreciate that. Thanks, Cinematech. Yeah, we had fun. Jar, it was like you can tell we're obviously tell we're a couple. We balance off each other, and it makes and it gets there's kind of a cool bit of like I'm definitely trying to get on her nerves sometimes. Have a great day there, Christine. Thank you for coming in. But we had a blast. We're already planning our second video, but we're not quite sure what the movie's going to be yet, because that's going to in terms of like the style of movie that we did, that's going to be hard to top. But Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon, that's the hard one to top. The podcast, well, the reason I'm doing the reason that's there's now more of an aggressive push towards like getting my Patreon stuff like done right now, Semtech, is because I want to start doing the podcast. So like a lot of like Patreon funds are going towards like the microphone, other stuff that I'm going to need, and eventually get something new here. So that I've been lucky tonight though. So far, knock on wood, no drops in connection. My son's plugging did my son do a second video yet? But there will be a podcast eventually on there too. Uh, the podcast is going to be more of an open up thing, but I will be definitely do before I do it. I may do like kind of a push towards the podcast. There'll be certain exclusives. That's the thing. I try to keep as much as I can like out here, and my better half like we were talking about it too, and we were like. And we're saying, well, is it going to be, is it different or difficult when you've done, like, all your videos are there and you got some that are now kind of exclusive type thing. But I've done over 2,000 videos on here that are completely, and I still keep doing live streams and stuff like that. So in order to get, like, to keep my channel going and to go towards the podcast, I don't think it's too much, like, to do, like to have certain ones that are kind of Patreon exclusive. As long as I keep doing and keep true to all the stuff that I'm doing on my channel. And as you can see, still focus here as well. But anybody that wants to see that stuff and likes to see that, it is, and I'm biased, of course. But Jared can tell you, it's a pretty good one. It's pretty good. Did I ever find Monster Hunter with David Carradine? I don't think I have. When I think of Monster, I think of the video game. I gotta look that up. I give part of cinema movie. Actually, she doesn't have cinema movie taste to me. That's one of the very first things that you find out when you're watching the Patreon video, is that she has a very different like movie taste than me. But that's kind of what makes it interesting. Like literally, for those that don't know, the name of our Patreon series that we're doing right now is called "I Made My Wife Watch," and for this one, I made my wife watch Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death, because she normally doesn't like this type of stuff. So basically, she's going outside of, like, in a lot of cases, of her comfort zone to do this for the channel, and because she knows that this is something that's big for me, that I really enjoy this. Like this, like, coming on here and talking to you guys is definitely it's a highlight of my day when I do it. And I love talking about films. I love talking about games and comics and just all that cool stuff and animation. So I wanted to, like, see, can I do this more? Can I do more of this? And I'm trying to. I'm trying to make more of a go of it, to do more stuff, and to reach out there, to get into like get into podcast. Like I'm guest hosting on podcasts. Daniel can tell you, I'm going to be, uh, and hopefully he'll like me. We're going to hopefully do a podcast. Like I'm guesting on his podcast, which he has one called Cobwebs, which is amazing, by the way. And I have a couple episodes of Just the Disc that I guest hosted on, that I'll be doing. And I want to bring something different to the world of podcasting myself as well. That I'm going. Thank you, Cinema Dave. You've been really supportive with your comments on that, and I really appreciate that. Uh, so it's been like it's been a journey for my channel. I've been doing this for 9 years. It's not something that I do. It's not a living or anything like that. It's a passion. But recently it's gotten a bit harder, and so I've been trying to everything I can to keep things fresh and keep things going there. And the best way that I could think of doing it was collaborating. And I've done collaborations on podcasts. I've done collaborations with Heath, of course, on Serial at Midnight. I want to do collaborations with people. Once I figured with the StreamYard thing, there's various people that want to do collaborations with. And but above all, I wanted to collaborate with my better half. I wanted to like be able to do something with her that I knew she was going to be comfortable with and really enjoy. And that became, I made my wife watch, and we had a blast with it. So more people watch, the more episodes you're going to see. That's the way we're doing it now. You're a fan of the Wonder Twins? I actually didn't mind the Wonder Twins. Do you remember when they came on like Smallville? Like they kind of had the Wonder Twins in Smallville? Very different, but they're on there as well. Do you remember Kathleen Cross? I do actually. I would love to have that. Warner Archives put that out. Like she looked very different. Like the suit didn't look like a Wonder Woman suit. She was blonde haired rather than dark haired. Very different. It was fun. It was really fun. It was the early days when basically they didn't tend to stay very close to what you expected like the characters to be. So it was like Wonder Woman would be Wonder Woman pretty much like in name alone. Uh, like it was before like Linda Carter. Like even when they started to do the Incredible Hulk, the TV series, like he couldn't be Bruce Banner. Like no, Bruce Banner doesn't work. We don't like that name. Let's call him David Banner instead. And then they kind of, they're in CW crossovers. Yeah, that would have been cool. Like an updated version of the Wonder Twins. But I used to watch all those shows. Like as a kid growing up, there was like, sick a lot because I had epilepsy and spent a lot of time in the hospital. Uh, Comics was a respite for me. Because this was long before like there was VCRs or anything like that. So I would watch and engulf anything that was like kind of comic book related. When I was in the hospital and there was no TVs and stuff like that. Do you watch any of the CW? I watch all of the CW TV shows. Uh, right now, Daniel, I got to say, I'm not sure what my favorite is. Uh, I used to really like, I liked Arrow's really gritty. I really like that. Uh, I was starting to get into Batwoman. So hopefully the next season, because they got a new Batwoman, I think they're going to do well with that. Evil Knievel, she did like Evil Knievel. You like the angle? Really? Honestly, the reason that I'm doing this angle is literally because in the last few videos that I did, as you know, uh, the uh, the cameras keeps stopping. It stopped reconnecting. You're really a fan. Well, here's the thing, Cinematech. I can't tell you whether you'll see when you're at the Patreon thing, but we have differing opinions on the film, and I think you'll be surprised. The ones that they're showing, like I mentioned here last night, that we're good, that they're showing like we got drive-ins here, we got a drive-in here, and they showed like I missed out on Exorcist, Nightmare on Elm Street double feature. They're showing the Goonies and Gremlins now, and they're going to be showing Evil Dead with another one soon. Yeah, they've been all over the place and ready. I already bought mine like a few years back, so I hope you picked it up. It's a really cool one, really fun and cheesy. Supergirl. Supergirl is definitely one of my favorites. Some people don't like Supergirl, but I will fight them on that because Supergirl is definitely one of the better shows that CW is putting out, and unfortunately, not enough people are seeing it. Because did you get the Lex shit, Daniel? Because Lex on Supergirl, Lex is cool. But this is question period time, so guys, you have any questions you want to ask? This is time to do it. Good and bright. It's definitely brighter than it was. Like upstairs, it was a little bit darker. Hey there, Damon. Um, Welcome. Oh, you will be, dude. Lex. You don't think Lex, especially when you figure the actor that Lex is, you probably know already. Eccleston laughing and cringing. If you've seen Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death, let me just quickly do this. And if you've seen it, you know what that means. Good old Hilda. Any thoughts on what the new Vinegar Syndrome titles will be? I'm not quite sure. Did you hear the news? For those that don't know, toys are not for children. I have like a long time ago. I'd had to rewatch it. Um, so, as you guys know, September was supposed. Have I seen Gotcha My Belt of Plants? I did actually. I really liked that when I was a kid. Was supposed to be when Vinegar Syndrome was putting out their second volume of like the Forgotten Jolly set. Remember the Forgotten Jolly set? Which I definitely touted on here as which I loved. So get this, the second volume of the Forgotten Jolly set, because like they can't get everything done right now, isn't going to come out in September. So it's instead, you ready for this? It's coming out in November. Oh, Lex on Supergirl is incredible. Supergirl is one of the most consistent. Some of the shows, like I like Flash, but it can be uneven in the half-season villains type thing, especially the cicada thing. But I gotta say, Supergirl has been one of the most consistently like solid series. Do I think we're gonna get more stuff done behind the scenes. Hopefully, we won't get any shows canceled. Yeah, it's titles that'll be a little bit more well known than the ones that we've seen before. It is going to be in November now. And how does that change? How does that change things? Let me see if I can find it here. So that means that if things go well with the other titles that are coming in November, that means Vinegar Syndrome is going to be potentially putting out the Forgotten Jolly box set, new UHDs, a 3D release, and another horror title. So, 2 new UHDs, a box set, a 3D title, and more in November. Yeah, November is going to be an expensive month, guys, and that's after getting off of October. And we all know October is going to be expensive because Indicators box set's coming out, the Friday 13th box set's coming out. First Sophisticated Media late 80s MGM horror coming in November as well. Thank you. That's what I was trying. That's one I forgot. So it's going to be really interesting. They said like from here on out, like it's pretty much all like MGM horror titles and stuff that we're going to be getting until December. Do I prefer DC or Marvel TV series? DC for TV for sure. I find that DC does better like TV shows, and Marvel has done better so far in the films. But as in like the films that are going on now. Not, but that being said, just so you know, I have every DC film in 4K. I love the Fu Manchu stuff. Daniel, are you getting them? See, I like them all, even the Jess Franco ones. So I have fun with all of them. You just gotta adjust your expectation for what Jess Franco Fu Manchu, but they're still fun. And my Deep Star 6 is definitely coming out. I want Deep Rising too. Can you put Deep Rising? I want 2000 AD TV shows. That actually not a bad idea. But yeah, Danny, when my better half saw the Fu Manchu set, she was like, "We got to get that." Good chance we'll be reviewing some Fu Manchu, and I made my wife watch this. Just saying, you may get one, and I may make it a Jess Franco one, just so. DC cartoons were definitely better several years back, but you know they still had good stuff like Marvel had X-Men, and which was amazing, and Spider-Man. Your wife and my wife would definitely like each other then because Fu Manchu is definitely a must grab. But we went through like kind of like a modern day golden age of like of cartoons, like getting stuff like Justice League, Batman the Animated Series, Superman, X-Men, Spider-Man, just some incredible shows. I don't know. Cinematech, I would have to get her to watch things again, and we've watched it twice. I'm not joking. We watched it twice. Um, things gets mentioned in our review. Actually, things gets mentioned in our review. Uh, we'll see, because it does get mentioned, and not in the most favorable light. I'm not going to lie to you right there. No, not the Japanese anime. Before that, like the '90s series that came out, it was a really good one. Well, the good thing about when you do it on when we do a pre-tape on on and we put it on the Patreon, we don't have to worry about like what we say or anything getting held for review because no monetization, don't have to worry. Kind of like that. Kind of dig that aspect, by the way. Your Just League, there's Just League, of course, and Just League Unlimited, which were both incredible. Though I was a big Hawkman fan. I know some people aren't because they find him kind of creepy, but I was a big Hawkman fan, so I never really liked the Green Lantern, John Stewart, because of that. Are there any films my wife won't watch? Yeah, there's lots she won't watch. Anything with animal cruelty, anything with like really a lot of like, she's watched a few. Like, she's been a trooper. Uh, like she won't watch. She's not gonna watch Last House on the Left, like stuff like that. I wouldn't want her to. She's seen it when she was younger, like stuff when everybody sees those movies when they're younger, like when they're teens and that. But she actually sat through, and this is gonna shock you, but you want to know how much of a trooper she is? She sat through Phantom Killer, the whole series, when we were first dating. So she sat through Phantom Killer. That's that's when you know you got to keep her when she actually says, "Oh yes, and ready." I'm not joking. All the Phantom Killers. Have you seen? I'm guessing from that comment. I don't need to have to ask. You've seen Phantom Killer, right? Seen them all? Oh yeah, because it's Patreon, so you don't have. So that's the thing. The stuff gets uncensored. Because when you're live, when you're on YouTube and stuff like that, uh, then you got to because basically monetization gets cut. You've seen the first film, if you want to call it that. It gets weirder in Ready. It gets weirder. See, here's the thing. Okay, for those that are not in the know, this would make for an excellent I Made My Wife Watch episode, by the way. There was a series that came out called Phantom Killer. It was very much, it's supposed to be Giallo-esque, and it's a mystery. So he has the dark gloves and the long trench coat. And how do I put this in Ready? Because this is YouTube now. We're going to say there's a significant amount of nudity. We'll go with that in Phantom Killer. And absolutely none of it is tastefully done. Absolutely none of it. All I can say is, if I'm ever to talk about it, it's going to have to be on my Patreon channel, because talking about it any more than this at all, and Reddy knows exactly what I'm talking about, would definitely get me demonetized. So that's all I can say. But if you know the movie and you realize, oh crap, you're better, I've actually watched that with you, then you'll know exactly what I mean, saying like, she's a trooper. She must have really liked me. What kept her going is she wanted to know who the killer was. Like, she wanted to know who the killer was. That was the thing. Just because he could report. No, none of that. Actually, we've never watched any adult cinema together, actually. She's not kind of not her bag. The better half liked the original, the remake of Mighty Joe Young. She likes some movies like that, so I'm not sure about the remake. Phantom Killer. By the way, Phantom Killer is spelled with an F, Dave. So that might make it easier for you to find, because I spelled it wrong too. So I'm not, because it's a foreign film. Phantom, Phantom Killer. I think there's 4 films, 4 or 5. What year was it? 1998, apparently. Massacre Video did release it. They did the release of it. I'm not sure if I think they only released the first one. I don't know if they did a whole set or not. But we found them all because we wanted to know who the killer was. And it does, like, it keeps, like, there's different actors and characters throughout the films, but they do kind of like hint at who the killer is going to be. And then when it gets revealed, no, that's going to be an episode. That's the I Made My Wife Watch episode. We'll get to that. Yeah, let's just say it'll be an interesting episode. Yeah. Nope, not till the very last film. Let me text her and see what she says. See if she may talk to her sister, but I'm not sure. What's this? That got a laugh. She does not, for she is unaware that we are talking about that right now, and that she may actually have to watch this. Bernard, I got to be honest with you, I like EastEnders a bit, so I'm with your wife a bit on that one. You got to get that Duff Duff, if you've seen it, so you know what that means. For first date. Worst first date ever, and I've mentioned this on here before, is like if you're gonna have a movie date. I'm gonna say this right now. Like, pick some suitable, like type of films. Don't go with like just a bunch of stuff, because that's what I did once. I went with a bunch of stuff, and and I didn't know it was on each of the discs and stuff like that, because it was like my friend had a bunch of like just like back in the early days, like some Burns, some stuff that he basically, and it wasn't Burns, so stuff that he didn't own or wasn't downloads. Basically, it was stuff that he owned, and he just had a few there because I didn't have very many movies at that time. So I was going on a date, early type thing, and there's a bunch of movies there for her to choose from, and yeah, so she chose A Day of the Woman. We'll use that title. She chose that, and that was an awkward date experience. I'm just gonna say, just leave it right there. That was a very awkward date experience. Your wife watches a lot of the same stuff you do? Like, does she watch a lot of the horror stuff and that too? See, my better half, like, she's a trooper. She'll watch like a lot of stuff, and it depends on the mood she's in. Like, obviously, she sat and watched Doctor Jekyll's Dungeon of Death with me, so she always watched things with me, and Phantom Killer. You you know, she gets a medal for that one. But yeah, for sure. Anyway, with that being said, I gotta tomorrow is unfortunately. Oh, she is a keeper. She likes John Waters. She's definitely a keeper. Uh, I've unfortunately got to go get ready because I got to work tomorrow, and I'm not looking forward to it. Your wife's cooler than Warlock. Tell your wife she gets cool points. Anyway, I am Aaron. Luckily, this hasn't gone out, so this is my movie library. I actually do like this, like angle 2 myself as well. Uh, he's getting there. Definitely check out Loch West Monster, which is my son's YouTube channel. And so, guys, I will see you guys soon. You are the Call to Cinema. You guys are fantastic. And it's been a busy day. I've done videos and promoted the Patreon and did a Patreon video and then uploaded it. Yeah, it's been a long day. I got to get some tea. Have a great night, guys, and I will see you guys later. Talk to you later.